Dr. Umar, man. Happy to have you back on the platform, my guy.
Peace.
Welcome to the show. We're going to jump right into it. Touch a little bit on Dr. Umar. Go right into this. Here we go.
And Pan-Africanism, good brother. Glad to be back with you. Shout out to the whole podcast universe. Glad to be having this conversation with you once again from my birth city of Philadelphia.
Yes, indeed, man. How you living, man? I mean, nowadays, man, you a superstar out here, man. How you living, man?
Oh, man, I'm just a scholar Pan-Africanist, my brother. I hate the word celebrity, as you know, but I do appreciate the love that I get from the people as I travel from city to city, country to country.
This is going to be interesting, folks, because he ain't nothing.
Continent to continent, definitely a lot of memories, a lot of love, a lot of support, a lot of appreciation. Of course, you get a few haters, you get a few detractors, but I'm okay with all of that.
You mean like your own family? Let me kick the beat. Let me kick the beat.
Hey, Uma, this one is for you, Doc.
This is to you, Doc.
You talk black love, you talk black pride, but you ducking your daughter. Where you trying to hide? Says you woke, said you building schools, but you ghosted your kid, man. Who you trying to fool? Stand on daddy, like you stand on business. How you building black wealth and your child ain't in it. TikTok heard the truth, now the mask don't fit. Call yourself a king, but you ran from the crib. She ain't asked for the fame, she ain't asked for the clout. Just a high from her pops, you left her in doubt. No birthdays, no shows, no cap and gown, but you online preaching black
Angela Reddick.
crown. Anissa ain't bitter, she just kept it real. But you hit the gram salty, won't you let her heal? All she want is family, a name and a link. You gave her silence, bro, now we all gotta think. You
Break it
call her
down.
that little girl, nah, that's your seed. She a grown black queen and she bleed what you bleed. Say her mom's the problem, bring receipts to the table, but dismissing your child, that's emotional, unstable. Where the pen, African pride when your blood got questions. You talking black kings, but dodging paternity lessons. Man of the people, then start with your own. Can't build a nation when your house ain't grown. You talk black love, you talk black pride, but you ducking your daughter. Where you trying to hide? Said you woke, said you building schools, but you ghosted your kid, man. Who you trying to fool? Stand on daddy, like you stand on business. How you building black wealth and your child ain't in it. TikTok heard the truth, now the mask don't fit. Call yourself a king, but you ran from the crib. Black women been holding us down for too long. It's time father show up, not just post strong.
Just another Dusty. Yeah.
If you talking black future, then protect your own
Just
tree.
another
Can't build no
Dusty.
roots if you
Damn, I
flee
sound good.
from the sea.
Brought to you by Ghost. The jam is popping. Popping. Boom. That jam was brought to you by Ghost. Another jam, another day, another live stream, another way. Team Mama in the house. Team Mama's good seeing you. Again, I won't be on here too long, but I just wanted to get on tonight, chop it up a little bit, and then kind of do my thing. Got a lot of stuff going on, but let's see what's going on right now with Umar. Here we go.
That, I just feel blessed enough that the Almighty has given me an opportunity, to fulfill this mission of mine of waking up our people and trying to unite our race.
Waking up our people while shutting off his kids. I mean, the thing is that is he really a doctor of, he's a doctor, in my opinion, he's a doctor of BS, because he definitely did not, as the jam stated, stand on daddy. He didn't. He's a shitty dad. He's a shitty, in fact, from what I heard from his exes, he's just not a cool dude at all. Let's just put it that way. In the house, Miss Alto. Here we go.
Yes, indeed, man. That's what it's all about, man. I seen one video, bro, where you like walked into a room and they like reacted like it was like Michael Jackson in Japan or something, bro. It was like crazy. They just erupted.
Yes, sir. Shout out to
How
Oakwood.
can you, I mean, how can anybody follow somebody who treats their own family members like crap? I don't understand. And it's confirmed. This is true. The family members said that. And for him to act like he's going to fix something when he can't even fix his own little problems is crazy to me.
University, that's an HBCU in Huntsville, Alabama. And believe it or not, Art, I'm sure you're familiar with the Dred Scott case of 1857. Dred Scott was an enslaved African man who sued for his freedom when his master took him into a free state. And Supreme Court Chief Justice Roger B. Taney,
All this knowledge he has with no soul. That's a shame.
who presided over that case, had ruled that the black man had no rights that white men were bound to respect. He said the founders of this country and the framers of the Constitution never intended for black people to be citizens of this country, and as such, we had no rights that could be upheld or protected in a court of law. Dred Scott was actually enslaved on the plantation on which now sits HBCU Oakwood University. So that HBCU, Art, sits on a slave plantation, as many HBCUs do.
That's interesting. But let's get down to, let's go past this one. Mr. Hypocrite wants to, you know, heal the black community, but he ain't, you know.
I need y'all to stay focused. I appreciate those of y'all who are standing, fighting for me. I appreciate the love, but we're going to let all the negativity cycle through. We're not feeding into it no more. Positive vibrations. We're in the new year. Black History Month just ended. This is Black March. Positive vibrations. That's all we're going to do. Everybody who want to throw this and throw that, and let them do it. I'm not worried about that. Let them do it. We're going to do it.
Dante Grant in the house. Umar would be great if he wasn't a panty chasing narcissist. Bars, Deontay Bars. And Henry Myers is in the house. Good seeing you. Hola, fam.
Do what we got to do, you feel me? So everybody stay focused, everybody stay blessed, and we gonna do what we need to do. We gotta build, y'all. We gotta build. Stay focused. Don't let the evil take us. If you with me, you with me.
Evil take us. Did you see how he treated his daughter? I'm just going to throw it out there like that. Here we go.
If you ain't, you ain't. I'm not begging nobody. If you with me, you with me.
Dusty's by the dozen. The never-ending supply. Exactly.
If you ain't, you ain't. The only thing good that's coming out of this unfortunate situation is everybody got to pick a side. Pick a side.
Pick a side. What, the logical side or your side? I mean, basically, let's break it down like that. I mean, the funny thing is that he's literally turning the internet against his own flesh and blood. I mean, that's how evil this man is. Literally turning the whole internet against his own flesh and blood close family. Not like, you know, third cousin down or whatever. So his own, that's how evil he really is. That just goes to tell you the fraudulent type of leadership we have in our community.
And stay on it. Please stay on your side. No more frenemies. I don't want no more frenemies. Either with me or you not. Let's do what we got to do.
I am not with you, bro. Sometimes you make some decent points, but then I'm sorry, actions speak louder than words, and your actions are very ugly.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Does your mom hate him too? Of course she do. Because he put his fucking hands on her. What the fuck is wrong with him? He should be in fucking jail. Like, really, he should be in jail. Like, I'm not even joking with y'all right now. It's a lot about him that y'all don't know. He's a crazy, sick man. How long was they together? I don't know. They met in college. I don't know how long they was together, but he was with his other child. He was with her mom for 5 years. That's what she told me over the phone. But I don't know how long him and my mom was together.
Can y'all hear okay? Let me, the volume okay on the video? Just want to check it out. Put a 1 in the chat if it's cool. 2 in the chat if you need a little bit more pop to the volume. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit anyway. Check it out. I did some modifications to my streaming system. I hope it sounds okay. Here we go. T Mama says his daughter, he would be never do that to his son. Yep.
So he's a woman abuser? Yes, he is. And a liar and a hypocrite. Yeah, all those things. Yeah, she left him. And then this man got on the internet and said, my mom wanted to marry him. That's a lie. That's a lie. Why would my mom want to marry somebody that put his fucking hands on her?
Wow. Yep. If you don't know who I'm talking about, she is talking about her father, Dr. Umar.
This man is a liar, and I can't stand him.
Black queens forever, snow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, family be knowing. Family knows.
Money. Yeah.
That's right.
Roger, tell these subscribe to the Prophet channel.
Women are just so privileged with.
So anyway, we're gonna break it down again. I'm building it up. I'm building it up, y'all. In the house, Mr. DJ Music.
A lot of things we don't realize simple concept. Like, for example, when a man is telling us to chill.
You're in a halfway house?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do?
Long story short, it involved a lot of guns,
Oh man.
a lot of attempted murders.
That is a form of protection.
This man approached me and was asking for my phone number and, calling me all these names.
A Nashville woman says she.
Yes, everybody, I'm breaking down how the kings say they protect, but they don't. That's what I'm breaking down tonight, partially. And then I'm going over some of the BMWs in the house. I got BMWs in the house tonight. I'll be talking about some BMWs, and I don't mean the car. Let's break it down like here. The myth of men in our community being protectors and providers. Here we go.
She was terrified when a man started destroying her car after she turned down his advances.
When a man say, hey, don't wear that, don't go there, don't engage in certain conversations.
Yeah, in conversations. Yeah, this is Shantel Simone. And the interesting thing about her is the way that she sits on Black women, and she literally shits on them. And the funny thing is that the room full of people that she has in her room are the guys you would see in this scene right here. Yes, they would be she doesn't understand it because I've had them fools over on my channel, and they are very, very deranged men. And it's very interesting. It's been like that for a long time. But the funny thing is she wants to call Black women deranged when it's the men who come through with the proof that they are deranged. Here we go.
these girls strip.
Look at her. She lost her eye because she turned down the black man. So
Pretty black
when you see the
man.
gangs attacking black women, hurting black women, doing the most egregious things.
I'm a killer.
Can you please? Can you just walk away, please?
A few moments later.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Go. What the?
It's not him trying to control you per se, or him being insecure. That within itself is a form of protection. That's him trying to protect you.
What? Man, the problem that I have with the BMW community is that if you are not the one walking into the punch, literally, you are the one endorsing violence.
Gunshots strike the windows.
But a lot of us only see protection as violence. We only see protection in the aftermath when something do happen. Then he's supposed to come in and save us.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
We don't see it as he was trying to prevent something from happening.
That is a very, very interesting point you made, Shantel. T-Mama, wait, what the fuck? That was a very interesting thing. I need to play that over real quick. Real quick. Here we go.
Trying to prevent something from...
Okay, if there's...
man.
We don't see it as he was trying to prevent something from happening.
Now, that's a very painful thing for me because, unfortunately, if there's a race of men that ain't going to prevent violence, as far as in our community, I'm not talking about global and everything like that. That can be another political thing. But in our community, it's where, unfortunately, as a man who is from that, who lives in the Black culture, we spill it out more than anybody. I'm trying to make it nice. Here we go.
And I think once we realize that,
I mean, this is what's going down. I gotta mute this because, yeah. So anyway,
starts acknowledging and
it is funny. Even most men know that the protection they have to offer is no protection.
Really, nigga?
Wait,
were
you found innocent? So you did something with guns and attempted murder?
Murders, yes, man.
More than one?
Yeah.
Who was you trying to kill?
Pause. And there it is right there. And that was on Kendra's show. That young man was on Kendra's show trying to get a date, clearly showing that he has you would have to protect yourself from him. That's the crazy part. Let's keep it going, though. Let's keep it going. We got the show. The show is just getting started. Here we go.
Moving along, let's actually talk about Jaden Daniels real quick. So in a
Jaden Daniels, I'm a huge fan of Jaden Daniels. He was brought up properly. He's a good man. Very, 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 and his mom loves him to death. Okay. What does BMW stand for again? Black male worshiper. That's what BMW stands for. Black male worshiper. Thank you for bringing that up, Henry. Some people may forget. That's what it stands for. Here we go.
series, including his mother. She was asked what concerned her the most as Jaden prepared to go to the NFL. She replied, girls. She said, some girl out here, she's got a Jaden Daniels wall, and her mama says, hey, honey, you're going to be the one to get him. And I know that sounds crazy, but I guarantee there's someone who's trying to get their hooks into Jaden Daniels. So thank God he got a mama like me, because it ain't happening. Mike, after seeing that interview clip with his mom, what were your thoughts on what she had to say?
Mom, mom is saying, this is my baby. I'm protecting him, and y'all ain't getting our money. I understand what mom.
I understand. This makes a lot of sense. Even though I'm glad where Irvin is now, but back in the day, he was hitting it hard. He was hitting them, the CRAK pretty hard. But he made a turnaround, and I'm happy for him. But let's see what else he has to say.
I have no issue with what mom is saying, because she wants to keep him focused. There's one thing to work so hard to get to this level. It's another thing to stay at this level with everything that's coming at you. And when you start playing at this level, the way he's playing. Absolutely.
I agree. I hope he does. He has an amazing career. I really do. I hope he gives he gives the NFL fits. Let's put it that way. He has a potential. He needs to gain a little weight, in my opinion, but I like what he did, and he's so humble.
Absolutely.
Jaden Daniels, that is.
One of those guys, every one of those girls in Washington, I bought that little jersey, and she gonna see them waiting every time he walks by in that stadium. They gonna be waiting, skirt up, trying to catch them that dollar and make it holler. She just got to get used to it. Keep protecting them, but he will get some opportunities.
Okay, Arabia, your thoughts on what Jaden Daniels' mom had to say?
Now, remember that was professional. That was decent. He didn't say anything out of the way. Trust me, this is going to get interesting really quick. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong. Everything that she said is correct, and she's just trying to protect her baby, and I can respect that. I'm glad that he has somebody in his corner who's looking out for him, because there are females, as we all know, who are just looking for a bag, looking for a come up, and they will sink their teeth into this rookie if she's not careful. But what I will say is that this is not the first instance of her showing kind of like being a protective mom. We saw him courtside at the Wizards game, and she just looks out for him in these little moments, like telling him to put his phone down if the camera's right there, or actually getting her license to be a manager and be an agent. So she's really invested in him and his career and wants to be there for him as a guide. And I can appreciate her going out of her way to make sure that her baby's okay for the long run in this league, because
there's nothing wrong with that, because yes, it's going to be the goal is to make it 10 years, and the dream is to make it 15 years as a quarterback. A mobile quarterback. Here we go.
People can get really, really derailed from excellent careers because of all the outside background noise.
Yeah, I like the mom.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. This is Cameron, who's I won't say washed up, but I just haven't heard anything from him interesting in the last 15 years. So he was a rapper back. I think he was in the height of his career, early 20s. Yeah. Like, no, I mean, not early 2000s. Yeah. Early 2000s. This is what he has to say. Now remember now, I am not a big fan of the hip hop, i.e. culture, but you'll find out why in a minute here. This is what he's on national TV, I assume, and Cameron has the opportunity to literally bring a good light onto the world of hip hop. This is what he does.
Injuries, man. Like even Lamar Jackson's mom when he was renegotiating his contract, and I love the moms that try to protect their sons and stay on top of it.
Perfect.
But if he catch that right blowjob, Mom,
Could not stay away from the profanities, sexual profanities at that. That's hence the issue in our community right here. The obsession with sex. That is, don't get me wrong, everybody, yes, I know the whole world, different races, are controlled, can be controlled by sex. We're obsessed with it. The men in our community are literally obsessed with it. Always have been. Here we go.
ain't nothing you can do about it, nigga. Sorry, Mom.
It's a W-R-A-P.
Yeah, he catch that. And he young, too. He might not have had his dick sucked good yet. Pause.
For a man to bring up getting his D SUCK'd on a show that specializes in sports.
By the right female. Mom ain't gonna be in that room when that happened, man. And then when he starts sneaking off and sending Zelles and Cash Apps and all that, it ain't gonna be a lot because he's gonna get a lot of money. Mom can't stop that blowjob from the right female. So I'm glad she's looking out for him, but at the same time, we see a lot of athletes that go against their parents and say, listen, Mom, I like her. No disrespect, God bless the dead. God bless the dead. I know it sounds funny when I say shit, but I'm being honest with you. Kobe Bryant.
I mean, in a way, he's not really wrong, but it's just sad to see that he had to bring it up the way he did. But it's an admission to the weakness that a lot of men have, to the point where he's doubting his mom, who's very strong, clearly, can't even protect him. This is a tribute. There's nothing wrong. See, there's nothing wrong with women. There's something wrong with men. If a BJ is going to win you over, you have a problem, not anybody else. That you need to remember. If a BJ is going to win you over, like Cameron says here, you are very weak. So maybe Cameron is saying this in his experience, and if that's the case, he's very weak. Obviously, Diddy was very weak. Obviously, Chris Brown is very weak. So, and those are the leaders of the community who have all the money and all the power, and they're very weak. That's the crazy part. Here we go.
Didn't speak to his parents no more, my man. You know what I'm saying? Like for his wife, and that ended up being.
Let me look into Cameron real quick. Give me a minute here. Cameron. Let's see what's up with Cameron. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. So what kind of says something about he doesn't have a whole lot going on. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So Cameron has diabetes. What? No. Okay. I don't know how. I didn't ask for that. Ask for his history. Let's try this. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Cameron. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Okay, no, that's Cameron Sutton. That's the wrong one. Okay, let me keep going here. Here we go.
And his wife, and he had a beautiful family and everything else. But think about that. He absolutely stopped speaking to his family and luckily it was the right female. He ended up having, like I said, a beautiful family. But once you're grown, and you can't stop a man from being a man. I was watching an Instagram video probably.
Yep. And what entails a man being a man? That's interesting to me. But anyway, let's keep it going. This is we're gonna touch on Shannon Sharp, better known as Unc, for 1 minute. Here we go.
A lot of dudes out here dating women that don't like them. But you know, we like to output our coverage. We like to get what we think we don't supposed to have. I don't. Y'all do. I don't.
You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, boy.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old out there that can love you old. Come on, pick your glass up and clap for me. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. You trying to hang out with these?
She said it. These young gals will bite you. Now, I would probably put Monique on the BMW-ish side of things, but she does say some things that these dudes should listen to, and they don't. So remember now, when he was interviewing her, right? When he was interviewing her, he was messing around with that kid.
These young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Because a woman like an elevator button, man, they can take you up or down. She will either inspire you to greatness or reduce you to mediocrity. So choose wisely.
Now, what you think?
He sure chose wisely, didn't he? He chose to lose $100 million. That's what he chose to feed his D. He chose that over $100 million. Remember now, these type of network deals are put together over months, series of months. So he had all this time to chill out, not date a kid that even if they were cool, the network would have side-eyed him, and he may have been. He may have threatened his own $100 million, which he guaranteed he lost now. Now, let's see what Chad has to say, because Chad can be an HOE himself, but at least in this moment, I think he said something that made sense. Let's check it out.
Now, what you think about that?
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner.
54-year-old man looking for a sinner. Hey, it's your life. It's your life. But for you to pose yourself as a role model, this makes a very freaking bad example. As bad as it gets. I mean, he might have lost the money even. It doesn't matter now. He's going to lose the money. He ain't coming back from this. And that's funny. And it's just the same thing. He ain't coming back from this. Just like I guarantee you, Umar ain't coming back from dogging out his own daughter. Here we go.
For a sinner. Sent me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? The one that you
Miss Nasty B?
Umbrella?
Miss Nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
Oh, come on.
He says, look, and you guys chose to make him your role model. Forget about him. You told me, fellas, he's your role model. You called, Russ a simp. You called Barack a simp. You even kind of edged towards calling, you know, come on, James. Denzel, you started leaning towards that way. Okay, Darnell in the house. Great argument, Darnell. I'm going to drop the link soon. Let's talk about that. But no, he's your hero. Here's your hero, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your hero, okay, saying to walking the straight and narrow, no. In a world that walking the straight and narrow is really the best choice for a black man. Now you know why things are the way they are.
Oh, come on.
Nah,
So,
I want to film.
listen, I thought we as
that's what I'm looking for.
We always talk about toxic relationships or toxic environments, and now you have a perfect opportunity. You have the perfect opportunity to get you somebody that is aligned with your core values in the way you was raised by your grandma. You was raised in the church, right?
Well, unfortunately, Chad found out the wrong way that the man's core values was literally BDSM. That was his value.
He was raised in the church. Yeah. Well, this is the God-fearing woman. This is exactly what grandma would want. This is what I want for you.
You know, you want to get married because brands.
I'm dropping the link. Dropping the link. Dropping the link. Link dropped.
Want to know. If you think about Bill Gates and Jobs and, you know, all these guys, Bezos about to get married again. Why? Because when you sit down and people think about being in business with you, if you can manage your marriage.
Who is this guy? I can't tell.
I can be in business with you because I know on a day-to-day you are having to humble yourself.
Stable. Basically stable.
And have to kind of work through stuff.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. Come on, cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great.
Oh, mad because because Cat is he all mad at Cat because he knows Cat knows that he likes them women. Here we go.
Great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Is that wrong? There's a reason why the term Karen came out. Even though it's been distorted by, widestream media, the original thing about a Karen is she wanted to take a brother down. That was the original definition of a Karen, is a woman that would take a brother down.
And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
Physical appearance is such a small part of a relationship because when you think about sex, it only lasts so long, And then
speak for yourself. I don't know.
Told you. When he said speak for yourself when it came to SEX, I mean, and he's literally letting a rapper, not saying that rappers aren't knowledgeable, but he's letting a younger man literally school him on relationships and did a decent job doing it. That just shows you how bad, things are. I'd like to welcome to the stage Darnell in the house. Now, Darnell, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. Darnell's in the house. So I think you wanted to bring up something about Bill Belichick, but before we dive into that, what is your opinion of this immediate situation?
With Shannon and the girl still?
the 19-year-old, or now
Correct.
21. Well, like I said, like I told you the last time we spoke, he's definitely stupid. That's for sure. You know, personally, I have no issue with him dating a girl that young. The only thing is like, you got to remember, the age gap. You piss her off, and the old saying, "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned." I mean, just look at what's going on. You just lost this $100 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
Your life is in shambles. I mean, you're looked at upon as a grapist, a chicken hawk, a predator. Yeah. So your reputation is gone. People that you thought were your friends are no longer your friends.
Yep.
So it's one of those things. He should have been a lot smarter.
Absolutely. Okay, let's tip on Bill Belichick. What is the difference with Bill Belichick and this 24-year-old? So this is even a wider gap. But do you see any dynamics in this that make this a different situation?
To be honest with you, I don't really know much about his girlfriend. So that's one dynamic right there. Is that okay? Whatever it is that she does do, their relationship, they're able to have a more balanced relationship, and keep the gossip out.
Right. Exactly. So it sounds like to me that, at least it sounds like to me, Bill has more, I wouldn't say control. I would just say that he, at least at the moment, because I did see some red flags with her on one thing when Bill was being interviewed, and the interview wanted to ask about their relationship, and she was like, hell no, which is weird, because if she wanted it, to me, it's like, if she didn't want to talk about her and Bill's relationship, then maybe she shouldn't be all out around him all the time in the media. You see what I'm saying? It's like, she was always around him. She was always hugging him in the shiniest lights. But then when they had to go into how they met and all that kind of stuff, which is the normal thing you do when you're in a relationship and you're showing off, you're flossing in front of people with probably one of the best NFL coaches in history. Then she wants mom's the word, and she was rather rude about it too. So
she was, and here's the thing: it was her that was trying to keep things hush hush. Remember, they're interviewing Bill Belichick. He was beginning to answer the question, and she's the one. We're not going to have none of that.
Yeah, she sure did. Exactly. I mean, that was crazy to me. So
yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, let's keep it going here. But yeah, so anyway, the one thing the one thing is this, is that obviously it sounds like to me Bill is not abusing her. So he already is slightly winning, even though his age gap is a little bit wider. Bill, and this is the second thing. Bill doesn't care. He's made him his money. He's made his legacy. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Shannon was in a more precarious situation. Number one, he was black. Number two, he's trying to make that super money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You thought he would have been cautious, would acknowledge that and been cautious about it. And the fact that he wasn't, and that he's a role model teaching other men to fail like this, like he did, is a huge concern in my opinion. I mean, anyway, here we go.
What's your type?
Black boys.
Sensational. Match or pass?
Smash, obviously. Like, if I'm being for real.
She want me. She want me.
What are the chances we can get to know each other and get that done tonight?
Hey, got a nice little show for y'all today. I ain't gonna lie, bro. These Snow Bunnies is showing out in this video, man. But you know I had to go down Snow Bunny Island. You hear me? But hey, man, I'll get to the video. Let's get it, man.
So, do you believe black men are obsessed with white women, Darnell?
I think yes. Or at least they're fetish. Fetish. Can you help me? Fetishized.
Okay, fetishized.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I got tongue tied there. White women, absolutely. But I have seen stats that suggest, I believe, black men. I think only 1 out of 6 black men are actually in a relationship or married or in a relationship to a white woman. So I wouldn't say it's high, but yes, I do believe that deep down, there is that jungle fever in every black man. I think.
Got it.
I mean, whatever you're doing,
Text me. We'll link up.
Okay, bye.
This motherfucker don't miss.
What's your type?
You.
I'm your type.
Y'all, not white boys. I swear to God.
I think we gotta.
And then I just said, let's go home in a chair.
Hey, she.
Okay, this and Cynthia G brought this up. She said it. She's right too. She said that black men rarely, very rarely, if at all, in fact, I think she said never, get like top quality Caucasian women. You see what I'm saying? It's
very rare.
It's very rare and you think about it. Look at Shannon. Hey, she was a top quality OnlyFans model, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about in general, a woman who has something going on for themselves. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I apologize. I was just agreeing with you.
But and we can tell this young lady right here. No.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
She's a little thick, though. I don't know. Look like she got a little thickness to her. You feel me?
He literally only focused on her looks. That's it.
We say we only
what?
you.
And what's you guys' types?
I like blonde hair, blue eyes. Tall and athletic. I wouldn't say I have a type. She likes black men.
You like black men?
I mean, I don't discriminate.
So am I your type?
Yeah. You could be. I'd have to see your personality first.
Okay,
but
you have
you
to see my
could be.
personality.
Yes, I'm a personality.
All
Type
right,
of
I think
girl.
we got to get your number so you can see my personality.
That is fine.
So what's
we
your
can
number?
do that.
This motherfucker don't miss.
When was the last time you had sex?
November, October maybe.
What are the chances I can be the next person and break your streak?
Like you're cute, so.
She want me. She want me.
We'd have to go.
So maybe let's break this down. Do you think it has something to do with black men wanting to be accepted in society by races of people that we feel inferior to? What do you think?
I think it's kind of reminds me of an old joke when I was a kid. Once you date a white woman, that means you made it.
Good point. I mean, yeah. So
and you look at these athletes, right? What do you see? You see them all with, well, almost all of them with white women. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, they're at the top, I don't think it's necessarily an insecurity thing, like to be accepted, because that's one of the things about Black culture. We always had a kind of a counterculture, bad is good. You know what I'm saying? The disco movement. Everything was. flashy things of that nature. I mean, that was not white. That was not white culture. In fact, whites started taking that from us. When we had the platform shoes and the disco suits. The outrage, the afro. That was a way of getting back. Because for years, we were conditioned. For years prior to that, we were conditioned about being as close to white as possible. Slicking our hair back. Frying our hair, slicking it back, trying to straighten it.
Yeah.
That's not a black hairstyle. And it was trying to get. I think the 60s and 70s. That's where we had our own little counterculture. And then it came to after whites had destroyed disco. We started hip hop.
How they destroy disco?
It was a counter movement. Matter of fact, you can look it up on YouTube. But they rented out a baseball stadium and decided to destroy. It was a bunch of whites decided to get together and destroy a bunch of disco records, and they labeled disco is dead.
Yeah, I do remember that. I am definitely not skeptical about what you said. The disco was the shit. Like everybody was loving it, regardless of race or anything. It was actually back in the day. It was like it really joined a lot of cultures together. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of the bands were mixed. A lot of the music was mixed. Then all of a sudden, there's just like. They were like F disco. It started out with mainly the bigots, and then it kind of grew from there. And I mean, quite honestly, it was probably the most integrated form of music, at least in the United States. At least in the United States. At that, especially back then.
Oh yeah, I mean that united black people, white people, every ethnicity got united behind disco, just like you said. Mixed bands, record companies, they loved it. I mean, they didn't have, it was a lot cheaper for them to produce music because now they didn't have to have a white group, a black group, and all this other. We could just combine everybody, but that was the problem. You had people that hated it. You had the white supremacists and you had the racists that did not like, oh man, we got to do something about this.
Right.
So that's where that happened. But again, getting back to black culture, but again, to me, it's always been a counter movement to society. Rap music, when it came out was the white record labels wouldn't touch it. Who was it? MTV. They wouldn't even play black music, man. They wouldn't even play Michael Jackson's Thriller. They would not put Thriller on MTV.
Right.
So it was always I don't think we were trying to. I don't think we were ever trying to, be white. Post the 60s. Now, if it was if you're talking before the 60s, then yeah, I'd agree with you. Again, the frying of our hairs and this and that, and basically you couldn't tell, other than skin color, you couldn't tell the difference between a white man and a black man other than skin color.
Exactly. Let me break down this next one. We're going to go past the SBs and go into. All right, just so you know, listen closely what I got to say right here. This is Austin Holloman. He's staying at his mother's house because he's a high value man. He doesn't have as much money as we thought because, if you're a grown man, he's in his mid-20s, right? I mean, it's great to visit your mom, but, you probably want to live your own life somewhere else, right? No, he's not. And that's important for you to know before I play the tape because, number one, he's living on his mom's house. Okay, this is a man who's respected by, millions of men. And you're going to see why. And it's not a good look for us either. But here we go.
Knowing a crime voice.
Okay, first, just me right off the bat. Who tapes their own mother? I mean, in a negative way. That just shows you we're right there, really, quite honestly, we're done. We could be done. The fact that he's taping his own mother in a negative context, okay, shows you his pathology. That's basically all you need to know. Miss RV makes a very good point about disco and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson did definitely break through. Later on, the music that they replaced disco with was defined as crossover music. That's what they called it. Which is funny, which would be Madonna and groups like that. And basically, yeah, that's what went down. Columbus Hill is in the house. Yeah. Remember Frankie Lyman and the American Bandstand? Good point. Here we go, folks. Okay, back to Austin. I'm making a point here. I'm going to show you something later on, but I'm just building up this this part of the live here. Is that he is so low that he will tape his own mother. That mother. Let me shut up. Here we go.
Get your motherfucking dusty ass out of here. I'm not.
If you didn't hear what she said,
I'm not gonna play with dusty ass out of here. I'm not your motherfucking dusty ass out of here.
She said, the reason this came about was because Austin was criticizing his mother at his mother's house. And that's why she said that. He was criticizing his own mother in a very negative way at his own mother's house. You can't make this shit up.
Get your motherfucking dusty ass out of here.
That's the weird part about this is that if you remember her recording where she was like critiquing women, I'm being nice by saying that, critiquing women, and now she was the perfect pick-me type. She was a pick-me back in the day, and I'll tell you why. And it's weird to me because basically no one calls Austin a simp. But he's living off his mother. And I don't know about you, but that seems like something a simp would do. A simp, I guess they try to turn it into something like, when you respect women too much or something like that, or put women on a pedestal. Black women on a pedestal, not women. Black women on a pedestal. You're not a simp for putting other races of women on pedestal. Just black women on a pedestal.
No, it's actually women in general on a pedestal. When I first found out about the word simp, I'm not saying this book created the word simp, but this is when I first found out about simp. Was about almost 20 years ago. Was a book written by Neil Strauss called The Game. And then there, I learned about what a simp was. It has nothing to do with race. It means all it means is that you're basically showing love, attention, giving a woman all your time, resources, and attention, and she's not reciprocating. In other words, she can care less. She'll take your love. She'll take your time, she'll take your money, she'll take your attention, but she never reciprocates the feeling. That's what a simp is. It has nothing to do with it being a black woman. But as far as in Austin's case, he's just a scrub.
Okay, so let me challenge you on that a little bit. Okay. What's his name? So I call him So Fugazi, but remember No Fugazi, right?
Yes, I did. Yep.
I mean, wasn't he simping out? Well, I don't know if he was simping out because he might have been living off of her. I can't remember. I mean, either way, it was bad. But he's living with that woman that he told other men not to date. Would that be accurate?
Yes, yes, he was dating BBL Becky with the good hair.
Oh man, let's keep it going though. Here we go. Because she settled for less. That's what a lot of pick-me's do. Let me keep it going. So she just called Austin, told Austin to get his dusty ass out of here. So she know it's funny. She went from a pick-me, to kicking it real. Yeah, I mean, I told you, dude was dusty, and nobody wanted to believe me. But here we go.
I'm not gonna play with you, and I don't care.
Let me clear that. My point is this: is if your mom calls you dusty, if your mom calls you dusty, out of anger or not, that's not a good look. If he was smart, if Austin was smart, he would have left that shit out.
How you feel?
I mean, dusty is, dude, you live dusty.
It doesn't matter to me. This is my place, and you will not.
Trying to look all cool with the cigar, and actually, it's quite the what should I word? The signification of how a lot of younger black men think. He's living at his mom's house, but he's acting like he's a baller by smoking a cigar. Who knows? It might have been a $200 cigar, but it just shows you the concern I have with our community, where somebody they don't have a place to live, but they floss around in $300 shoes or something. What do you think?
It reminds me of that video, How to Sell to a Negro. Remember that video you played on your show?
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of. Where we buy, we spend all our money on things that do not appreciate. Matter of fact, what was that movie? Baby Boy, when Ving Rhames talked about guns and butter.
Yep.
That's exactly what that is. We spend all our money on junk like that, instead of trying to get out of his mom's house, instead of trying to build something for himself, man. He's just, okay, I'm up here mooching with mom. Now, how old was he when he shot this? I think he was only 24 though, right?
Who?
Yeah,
Austin was about 25, I think, in this one. This is one of his most recent. I mean, I don't know how old he is now, but he was at least 24 and might have been 25.
Yeah, because I do recall he was quite young. He was quite young. I do remember that. In his 20s and things like that. But yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess but 24, 25 though too, at that point, yeah, you do need to, if you're not in college, going for your doctorates, then, that is a little too old to be staying with your parents.
True.
Disrespect me. Period. Point blank.
Period. Point blank. Now, why? The funny thing is, this is all the red pillars. You know what all they did, and Austin. He cut off the part where he was cussing her out, and said, "Oh, see how they like to play the victim. Look at it. Now he's playing the victim. That's how weirdos do. I'm not going to say any clinical names, but you can just put in your own clinical name. But that's weirdo shit right there. You're supposed to be exhibiting a person of strength, and he's literally not doing that. He's doing the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let me stop that one. Where am I? Okay, so this portion of the live stream, we're going to go over some BMWs. We're going to go over some BMWs. Here we go.
Sort of the idea that Um,
Yeah, it certainly was.
Why you said that Kevin is your friend? I'm gonna come at you with a little bit of smoke, and I'm gonna ask you a question. Why you said that Kevin is your friend, right? And you name drop him a lot, right? I see. I notice you do. You name drop him. How come you didn't attend his funeral?
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Michelle said you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood. Let's talk about it. What? Shantel, you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. Cyber Dream goes, you seen Umar Daughter on a panel talking to a buffet at Dusty's. Yeah, what show was that? I'm not sure, but yeah, she was on there. She was going at it too.
I said what I said.
This is really sad that instead of healing your woman and fam, you just pick up and leave. This comment was left on a video of Passport Bros discussing the overall peace and happiness that they find overseas.
Wait, Cyber Dream says Mike TV blew her a new one. Is that the same Mike TV who basically Mike, if it's the Mike TV I'm thinking about, dude is it might be a different one, but the Mike TV I know, he was homeless. He was living out of his van, and he just had a kid by somebody irresponsibly. And the van he bought with money by taking somebody else's laptop and selling the laptop, from what I remember. I don't know if that's the same Mike TV, but there was a Mike TV. His original YouTube name was something to Mr. Real Estate or something like that. But I don't know if you remember him, but yeah. The FBA guy. I have to check that out. But yeah, this Mike TV I don't think was FBA because he was not I don't think he qualified. So, but I'm gonna have to check that out. Here we go. Thanks for bringing it up, Cyber.
These long titty bras are seeking stepdaddies, and the potential stepdaddies are choosing to get their passport for peace and happiness and to find women with unused womb.
Now,
You serious?
that's the funny thing. And I will say this, at least, I mean, this was I videoed this almost 2 years ago. And the funny thing is that when she said that, it's like, you got to be out of your mind. Most of these dudes, especially most of the dudes in her channel, already had kids. Okay. And the last thing that those women overseas had was an unused womb. So yeah, it's crazy. Cyber, the King interview with him was diabolical.
Said what I said.
This is really sad that instead of healing your woman and fam, you just pick up and leave. This comment was left on a video of Passport Bros discussing the overall peace and happiness that they find overseas.
Yo. I'm here still in DR. I missed my flight last night. I just got off the phone with Spirit. I'm waiting on them to call me back. It's a $100 reschedule fee.
This is who these BMWs protect.
That one's old though.
Yeah, it's very old.
Yeah, but yeah, he I'm not gonna lie to you, DJ. I mean, that guy, I think he started a whole new like subculture. Like he's making so much, you won't believe the amount of money he's making off of that crash out content.
Yeah, I guess so, but he's not making as much as we think, unless he's lying. And I tell you why. It wasn't too long ago that he was begging for people to give him money so he could go to Thailand. I believe he got the money too.
He did. He went to Thailand. I think did he go back to Colombia since then? I can't remember. I think he did go back to Colombia too since then. But yeah, I mean, he raised, I think for Thailand, I think he raised like $3,000 or $4,000.
Initially, I thought it was only 500. He might have raised $3,000 or $4,000 after.
Yeah. He had 2 or 3 different rounds of fundraisers.
Yeah, the first one people were making joke because he only raised a little bit of money, and then who knows what happened after that? Maybe he accumulated it. But
he was in competition with what's his name? Style Kings, New York City Kings, something Kings. He was in competition with that guy, and that other guy he basically copied Jay Rello's crash out formula, and I started out doing the original for a minute, and I guess that pissed Rello off.
I say so.
Yeah, but he's making a lot of money. I spoke to somebody that says he knows Jay Rello personally, and like it honestly might just be a gimmick.
Judging by his record, I don't think it's a gimmick, but because he did have a job and he got fired from the job. Remember that?
Yep, I remember that, which I thought was crazy.
He wanted to stay over there so much. He wanted to be a pass. That's a shame too, because it's hard. It's very hard for somebody with his situation in his past to get a job. So to let that one go just to do this was kind of. Actually, it's kind of the epitome of the community anyway.
I agree with you, because like what happens when, okay, right now this is working for you, right?
Right.
But you're the flavor of the month.
Right.
The American people have short-term memory. I'm shocked, he's as relevant as he is today as he was now. What are we talking now? What, about 2 to 3 years now?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. I'm shocked it's been going on this long. He's this successful for this long. But what happens when, his audience moves on? There's going to be somebody that outdoes him, does something better, or maybe there's going to be a different type of content. And 2, I have to look into this. And matter of fact, maybe you can help me, DJ. But I think the Passport Bros might be. I think the money's starting to dwindle.
Well, that could be true. I mean, it would make sense because, and it's not only that, but a lot of the places that they're going. Shout out to Phoenix Soul in the house, Cyber Dreams in the house, Devin in the house. But a lot of the spots that they go to are not that safe anymore, not even for them. And a lot of them are not exactly scholars or anything, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now, this next clip I'm going to play, we're going to go back into another BMW, which means black male worshiper. I just discovered her recently, but it seems like she's been on here for a while. But check this woman out. Here we go.
Y'all get on here and talk about people like dogs, from how their houses look to the fashions they wear. Y'all talk about celebrities like dogs, their children. But now all of a sudden, because Mecca made a little thing, we all get on here and talk like we the fashion police. Like, that's been a thing since the internet. So because she said it, now it's a problem.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are new here,
her name is Janine. She's married, I believe, or she said she was married. What is interesting to me is that there seems to be this is going to be the new phase where a Black woman who has somewhat narcissistic tendencies and basically is what men should generally avoid become very popular in the red pill spaces. And it's funny to me because if you were to line up Shantel Simone, this woman here, celebrity was whatever boss, the boss woman, and Melanie King, what you would find is that they're not very happy people. I'm not saying they're miserable, but there's definitely something for the amount of evil that they portray, they don't seem like they're very happy. And I'm going to show you here. I think a lot of them, and I forgot Dee Dee's in there too. All of them have one common thing. And the one common trait they do have is they're extremely vindictive. And I believe it gives them the will and the way to say what they say on video. Like she's saying Black women are evil and at the bottom, even though, and that's very interesting to me. But let's let her talk for a minute. I want her to get her side of the story out, and then I'm going to make my argument. Here we go.
If you're new, of course, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back to the channel.
Oh, I can't forget Ches Charday. He reminds me most about Chezzy, but here we go.
So, y'all, I am going to kind of keep this conversation up regarding the statue and just Black women and overall just how we are, right? So there's a major issue with selective outrage in our community, right? Very selective. And they pick and choose who they want to be mad at and what they want to be mad about, right? So again, no different, just a girl. It's always something, right? I have not really been speaking much on TikTok because I feel like it's a waste of time. And I see why. It's
Bars, Phoenix Soul. They place women, including themselves, in harm's way. I couldn't put it any better than that.
literally the same regurgitated, childish, conversations.
This is really where she starts to be a hypocrite, because if you listen to her talking points, they're literally that of every red pill content creator on YouTube. I mean, there's nothing different about it. Even if I disagreed with something she said, but it was different, I would give her credit for it. But she hasn't even done that. But we're going to go over it right now. It's very important for you to hear and especially you've been in the red pill spaces, but you're going to start hearing those catchphrases here in a minute. Here we go.
Comments.
Shout out to Andy and a mom in the house.
Like it's no substance at all. So my video got taken down by the sisterhood. They reported, they deleted all the things, right? Regarding the statue and my views on it and my opinion.
Uh-oh. So it looks like she's mad. She's salty about something. Wasn't me. I didn't go. I didn't even bother. I mean, to me, I like to leave, if anything, when it comes to the situation that she has, where she's generally attacking women who are doing much better than men, by the way. And I brought that up to her. Oh, Darnell, did you drop out?
Yes, I did. Hold on. I'm having some audio issues. Give me a second here.
Oh, okay. I thought I was the one who had audio issues. But yeah, I'm gonna spin it. I'll let it spin for a second. Here we go.
It's my opinion. These people are delusional and they literally like it's like you're talking to a kindergartner. They're talking about you called that woman a fat, black, and ugly. It's a statue that I do believe they depicted this idea for it to be fat, black, and ugly is what they think about us. I stand on that. You call it a monster. It's 12 feet tall. That's what a monster looks like. Anything that is big.
So I can see what she's trying to do, but it's not getting past me, and it definitely didn't get past those other women. I wish I would have saw the video because I think it sounds like to me it would have been funny to make something to make you know, fun conversation about. Here we go.
It's going to be monstrous. Like, come on.
No, but see, the problem she doesn't understand. Either she doesn't understand the ramifications of her conversation, or she's trying to mislead us to believe that her comments were innocent. When you say fat black woman, monster, and make negative connotations about black women, that's gonna go south. And the problem is that it's not just that one video. I mean, she named this one "Black Women Are Evil." She didn't say something like the black women who went after my channel are evil. She said black women are evil in general. So she's definitely a BMW. She's definitely in this worshiping thing, and I believe, and it's a shame too, because these are the women that get the most. They will be the ones who get abused the most. There was a BMW on here a long time ago. I remember her. She was really young. She was like 25, 26 or something. And she was laying it on. She was laying it on black women for a while. And then she disappeared. And when she came back, what happened is one of her male fans started STA Jack in the Beanstalking her, if you know what I mean. She chilled out after that. I haven't seen her since. She came back for a minute, and then probably dude showed up again or something like that.
But they have selective outrage because they pick and choose when they want to be mad. They pick and choose. They will dogpile and call women every name under the sun. Worse than ugly. Worse than that.
Basically, I should go to her channel, but you should see her channel. It's Shantel Simone-esque. I mean, there was nothing negative about it. And it's a weird thing too, because, and that's why I'm saying that she really has the same vibe as Shantel Simone, who says, oh yeah, I'm here to help young women and girls whilst insulting them. She didn't add that part in. She didn't add the part in about insulting women. She just said, oh yeah, I'm here to help young black women and girls. But all Shantel did was insult women, black women in general. She did not delineate or say, no, black women who do this or do that. No, she didn't say that. She was like just going in on black women in general. And she had the same crowd too, a crowd of thugs and losers, in my opinion, that basically, and definitely unstable men, because I know that for a fact, by the way, in her crowd that worshiped her. And these are the kind of men that are dangerous to black women. And I mean dangerous. I mean, like, will do something to black women. And I'm going to bring that point up right now with this example.
Ladies, I need you to aim for this level of audacity. You don't actually have to act like this, but the audaciousness, it should be there. This girl says, my boyfriend got mad because I didn't cook for him. So the male in question is 27. The woman is 25. She says, I visited my boyfriend this weekend. I'm 25 and we've been in a relationship for a bit over a year. We're in a medium distance relationship and I came to his city for just under 2 days. So she visited him. I assume she used her money too. He told me he was tired from the whole week of hard work, so I cooked a full lunch for him, soup, main dish, and dessert the next day. The day after that, Sunday, I was supposed to leave around 3 p.m., but since stores were closed, he got mad that I didn't think ahead and buy groceries for that day. I told him I didn't think it was so...
Now that's crazy. Remember now, she's visiting him. He's supposed to cook for her. That's how it's supposed to be. So you can see these are the types of men. And let me make this clear. Bourbon Bougie is not a BMW. She is not a BMW. But I'm bringing her up to show the type of audacity these men who have nothing going for themselves, usually most of the time, are.
Solely my responsibility. I was only there for a short visit, not living with him, and I didn't expect to be in charge of meal planning for the week.
Exactly. Usually when somebody comes to visit, at least back in the day, I can't speak for anybody right now, Darnell, but at least back in the day, Darnell, if somebody came to visit you, usually you would go ahead and cook for them unless they like to cook. You see what I'm saying? It didn't matter whether you're male or female. That's just how it went. She came to visit him, probably on her dime. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, well, if that's true, then most definitely. I mean, how can you get mad at somebody, a guest? You're right. If you're going to invite somebody over, the least you could do, I would definitely not be expecting that person to cook for me. But I would have something prepared. And if I don't have anything prepared, say, hey, you know what? I forgot to hit the grocery store, or I'm out of stuff here. Why don't we go out to eat it or something? Have you eaten yet? Let's go out to eat at a minimum,
Right. Exactly. So let's go back. I want to check this one out here. This is sad.
Young daughters. By April 2020.
To the 22-year-old Tuesday.
Very latest on this story and details about the help being made available for.
This nigga shot my daughter. He shot my daughter. He shot me. He needs to go to jail.
With the developing story, the shooting death of a 9-year-old girl. As we have reported, Kylie Jones and her mother were shot inside their Heights apartment Monday night.
That mother made outcries to police before the violent incident, but it wasn't enough. KPRC2's Taisha Walker has the very latest on this story and details about the help being made available for people dealing with domestic violence. Taisha?
Daniela, the Houston Area Women's Center says domestic violence calls to their hotline in their center are up. They also say the severity of those calls are growing more alarming.
And it's the BMWs making it happen, y'all. Let me read Phoenix Soul's message. This is what it looks like when you haven't fully reconciled your distorted image of what it means to be a Black woman through the eyes of white supremacy. In short, she hates herself. Stockholm Syndrome. Bars. Miss RV in the house.
A second domestic violence advocacy group that I spoke with says because of that, women's shelters are reaching capacity, but there are still resources out there for people trying to leave an abusive situation. Jeremiah Jones is behind bars at the Harris County Jail. Houston police and SWAT teams arrested the 22-year-old Tuesday. Police say Jones, who has an extensive criminal record, shot his ex-girlfriend at her Heights apartment Monday night and fatally shot his ex's 9-year-old daughter execution style. Jones had been out of jail since January after posting bond on 3 charges, including terroristic threat of a family member and violating a protective order filed by a different ex. Jones's most recent ex did not have a protective order out against him, but did call Houston police 3 times this month for help, twice for a disturbance and once for Jones making a threat.
And this is the type of men BMWs protect. I don't get it. I don't get it. That protect black men no matter what, women. This guy looks evil as. I'm not going to go into it because, it's Saturday night. But he shot this little girl. Did nothing to him. So what's the excuse now, fellas? That's why you don't go out, you don't date down, ladies. You can't. See, other women of other races have not done that. Black women, I can safely say, you date down the most. You give the underdog a chance. But I'm telling you, you can't do that anymore. It's too risky. It's too risky. This is what happens. This young lady, she's injured and her daughter is gone. I mean, that just shows, and I believe, who was it? It was your Triggered who brought it up, who says, never, 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 never date an ex-con, especially who has a violent past. Say, don't change. You need to go over there and check out her video on that. But I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to go back to her now. I'm going to play her video after we just seen what happens when a woman gives a man a chance.
Y'all get on here and talk
childish, conversations, childish comments. Like it's no substance at all. So my video got taken down by the sisterhood. They reported, they deleted all the things, right, regarding the statue and my views on it. And my opinion, it's my opinion. These people are delusional, and they literally, it's like you're talking to a kindergartner. They're talking about you called that woman a fat black. What is it? What is it? But the reality of it is, we are in a state of emergency as Black women. It is and I've said this, I've been saying this for a while. It is the building is on fire and it is crumbling fast.
So somehow, though, Black women, and I made this point to her in her chat, by the way, somehow Black women, the house is on fire, right? Though they're better educated and Black women are better employed than Black men at the moment. If Black men are supposed to be taking care of Black women and Black women, their house is on fire, then shoot, somebody must have dropped a nuke on the Black men's situation, because at the very best, we're in the very same situation as Black women. And this is where her irony of using the word delusional comes in, because it's not only is it dangerous for Black women now, the danger is coming from us, from Black men. So is the house on fire with Black women? If it is, it's because a Black man lit it. In most cases. Might as well throw that in there. Let's keep it going.
It's crumbling fast. We are at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. And these conversations prove it more.
Why are Black women on the bottom? I mean, really. Because Black women are performing better than a lot of other races of women. So why are Black women on the bottom? Darnell, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, feel free.
So I'll be honest with you. Unfortunately, there's just this stigma. You know, black is bad. Like even the I think Tinder, was it Hinge or was it what's the name of that dating app that was created by? It was a female, it was a white woman created what was the name of that dating app? It was created. It works the same way as Tinder, but
Okay.
instead of the man messaging the woman first, the woman messages the man first.
Oh, was that Bumble?
Bumble, that's it.
Okay.
So studies have shown that unfortunately Black women, in this case, I mean, it's both Black men too, but Black women are the least desirable on dating apps. You know, so unfortunately, for whatever reason, people do feel that Black women are the least desirable when it comes to mate selection.
So when she says women are the bottom, Black women are on the bottom, she's saying that she's on the bottom too.
Yes. And studies have shown that. In fact, I think it was Black women sued Bumble, I believe, you know, because the algorithm was shoving Black women to the bottom of it. So I think Black women, they sued Bumble, I think.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is this is, as a software guy, basically, you know, Black women have no business being on something like Bumble anyway, because it's designed for white folks. And you can't get mad at them. That's their market. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The algorithm is designed to have white folks meet white folks. Don't get me wrong. Other folks, you know, other people, and you can go on there and you can find somebody. I think I've done okay on Bumble myself, and I'm a Black man, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's not like it's designed. You'd be better off. Well, no. The problem I was about to suggest, Kendra G's dating app, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you've seen the kind of dude she has on her show. So, you know, with the exception of you, of course.
Hey, I wasn't much better either.
but I'm sure Black women do just fine on Kendra G's dating app, because Kendra G's dating app is designed for African American people. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. So, yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I don't put a lot of what should I say, argument into the dating app popularity. Dating apps do not dictate how popular a Black woman is. And I can tell you this right now. In the city that I live in, when I go to the social locations, if there is an attractive Black woman in there, or somebody you may not even think is that attractive, she has a line of guys lining up to buy her drinks. I kid you not. And of different races, men of different races.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. If I go, there's a certain spot I used to go to, like, wow, 5 years now. But I used to go there because I loved the way it was outside. It was outside, but it was inside. You could not be, as a man, you could not play hard to get there, because if there was an attractive woman and she was, you know, there, right? And they would, any race of men would be on that woman like that. like that. And I'm not talking about, just the exoticals. I'm talking about dark-skinned Black women as well. I mean, if she was well kept, attractive in general, you better get in line. That's what told me the truth. Where men who had all these other women to, as options, right? All these other races floating around as options, right? They were still lining up to garner the attention of this Black woman. So I'm telling you the real deal, not the deal that you see on these stupid apps. So
And I would agree with you. The only thing is, as of right now, I can't speak for where you're at, but here in Phoenix, the bars, nightclubs, they're dead. No one's going there anymore, so no one's buying, or very few people are buying women drinks anymore.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the economy or if it's just a case of the clubs are just, no one's going to clubs anymore just because they don't want to go. But something's definitely going on. As a Lyft driver, it's been dead here.
I think a lot of it has to do with. I remember Phoenix used to have a booming, market for, especially because there's a lot of Caucasian women there because of the colleges. So a lot of that used to be the spot. I guess they down in that, at least in that market, it does sound like that maybe they've hit the dating apps.
Yeah. Because like Mill Ave is not what it used to. Well, Mill Ave, city of Tempe, they're trying to turn that. They're trying to turn that into like a old people. They're building a bunch of old folks homes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It sounds crazy, I know, but they're trying to. So they're trying to shut down the bars. They're making it harder for the bars to do business, and they're trying to. They're putting up. Yeah, they're putting up old folks homes and things like that. You still got Old Town Scottsdale, which that's where you got some money. That's where you go. But I never went there myself. Not because of finances. It's just I just never really particularly cared for it. But
right.
That used to be booming. Like it was hard to get in and out of there. It was standing room only unless you bought a section. Now I could probably walk in there, man. They probably give a section away at this point, But getting back to the dating apps, as far as the algorithm goes, but that's the thing, DJ. Like the algorithms, they cater to you. So Google and all these other companies, whatever. In this case, Hinge and Bumble and Tinder, their software, they have tracker software. So that when you say, okay, I'm looking for let's say Caucasian or Asian or whatever, it keeps track of that, and so it's okay. So most men prefer, and I'm just picking a ethnicity here, but most men prefer Caucasian women. So it's going to show you Caucasian women. Now there are filters, of course. You can filter out, okay, I only want to see Black women, but if you're clicking, but for people that are clicking on a person, let's say if you use no filter and you're just clicking and you just so happen to click on a person whose ethnicity is white, it's going to remember that and it's going to try to show you more and more white women.
That out. Yep.
And so
any mainstream app, that's what it does. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that there is a perception of, I think that there is a ring of truth to these apps, and where for whatever reason white women seem to be the most desirable, or even Latino women, for whatever reason, but it also goes for Black men too. Black men, we don't do very well on dating apps either.
Yep. I want to play this last Flip right here. Now remember now, but this is, I mean, I wouldn't say she's been around for a little while. She's got a lot of videos, but this is the type of men that she's defending right here. Y'all got to check this out. You got to check this out. I'm just gonna play this. I'm actually gonna just play this. Watch what happens here. This dude literally attacked a bus driver. Probably because, you know, the bus driver might have missed his ride, or missed his stop or something like that. Look at that.
Oh, he's done.
And this is look at the disregard for everybody's safety. This bus is still going. The bus is, see, and this is the sad part. See, all the media that holds a brother down has to do is just play this. They don't even have to play any. They don't even have to play any sound to it. No sound. No sound. And that's basically what the BMW. This is the BMW. Now I want to play something here. Here we go.
So you have an assigned seat at.
She bites you?
Liking that shit, yeah.
So much.
To
400. Wow.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s.
And then this guy, I would probably F. And then this guy.
We realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time.
Oh, sorry. Anthony Dream Johnson, I'd F.
I'm over nothing.
But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Oh, sorry. Anthony Dream Johnson, I'd F.
God!
The other guy was younger. Like, he's better looking.
We realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
The best course of action is to slap a woman. That's what Sean Connery said. It's still on YouTube right now. Go look at it.
Is this Kevin Samuels speaking right now?
By using the analogy that a child in the neighborhood would be disciplined by the neighbors, Kevin Samuels is saying that women should be treated like children. Otherwise, why would he even say this in this context? And he keeps using Sean Connery as a scapegoat. It seems in his mind that if Sean Connery said it, it must be okay.
So who do we have here? We have throw him out with the bathwater, Anton Daniels, Latif, Chicago Rilla, and Kevin Samuels, all having a good laugh, laughing at black women. So when y'all see Chicago Rilla over there trying to act like he's pro-black woman over there at, what's his name's? The dude with the woman name, Sharon. Sharon's channel. Just remember, he'll slap you like Sean Connery if he had the chance. Let me play that again.
400. Wow.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s.
And then this guy, I would probably F. And then this guy.
We realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time.
Oh, sorry. Anthony Dream Johnson, I'd F.
I'm over nothing.
But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Oh, sorry. Anthony Dream Johnson at F.
What would
The other guy was younger. Like, he's better looking.
We realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
The best course of action is to slap a woman. That's what.
Kevin Samuels, the undisputed role model of black men. Darnell, do you have any last words for tonight?
Well, great show, DJ, and thank you for having me. But for the record, yes, Sean Connery did actually say he actually did say that in an interview. Not that I agree with it.
Yeah.
And it didn't go over very well back then either.
Wow, and that was back then. Jeez.
Yeah, I think he said that. I can't remember. I think it was 1990. I think he gave that interview.
Yep. That was crazy.
Thank you. Yeah, but thank you for having me, DJ. Great show as always.
Yeah. Before I go, if anybody has any comments or chat or concerns they would like to put it in the chat, and Darnell and or I will read it. Yeah, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna start a new segment right now, where we go by what the chat says. If the chat, just something to chill out the show a little bit. So yeah, if you have any concern, in fact, I'll read a couple right now. Tevin goes, black women are more desired than black men. Someone on TikTok said recently, other races of men pick black women more than other races of women pick black men. That was a recent chart. I wouldn't be surprised from what I've seen.
I would be very careful with that, and the only reason I say that, this kind of started trending. As a matter of fact, O'Shea Duke Jackson did a video on it where you have white men going around saying how easy it is to sleep with black women. There's this one streamer. He went viral. I'm gonna show you guys how easy it is to smash black women and stuff like that. And I mean, the stuff he was saying was quite cringe. And he's just publicly on camera. He's doing this live, talking to black women and trying to show how easy, in his words, how easy black women are. So I would be very, very careful. Especially when it comes to, white men. I'm not saying don't date white men or anything. Not every white man's like that, but just kind of be careful. Don't think the grass is always greener on the other side. That's a mistake black men make when every time they go date, Becky with the good hair. So
the only argument I have for that is basically statistically, Caucasian women are easier than black women. So that's the only thing. If he's not just some guy who probably read some red pill / pickup artist book, says all this crap to black women and tries to make it look like they're easy. Just remember, the stats don't lie. This is black women here. Right here. This is black women. Okay. This is Caucasian women right here. They have more intercourse than black women do. Which is fine, whatever. I mean, that's your life. I mean, but what I'm saying is that the guy who made that video was kind of full of shit in a way. He was full of shit. I mean, I mean, you'd have to go over here to South Asian to find, competition of a set of women that are more, how should I put it, are less active. And everybody, and what's funny about this one, Darnell, is when you go to these other women, they are put down for being prudes, and the men are put down for being simps.
But South Asian, what is that like Indonesia?
I have no clue.
I want to say that's because in certain Asian countries you do have Muslim. I would say the only ones that have fewer partners would be like Muslim Asians. Typically, in the Muslim community, women are going to have the lowest sexual partners due to religion and rules or laws.
Exactly. I don't know if this is in general or just in the United States, but I just wanted to bring that part up because a lot of times these dudes out here, they want to make it sound like black women are the easiest. They're the most attacked. I know that, but easiest as far as getting in bed. Sorry, white women, they win. They win. Raya says, how do we fix the community? Raya, it's really quite the number one thing to do to fix the community is basically the men have to do something first, and it's not taking the I'm not trying to deflect the attention off of black women, but men are generally are more controlling than women in general anywhere. So with that said, who's got control of the community? Men have control of the community. So if men have control of the community, men are the only ones who can change the community for the better. They can make the community better, and they can make the community worse. There's nothing women can do to change that. So reason why, and it could be worldwide. You can make this global. The reason why there's so many wars in the world is because men control the world. That's really a bad look for men because it shows you that we have no emotional control. We'll decimate places and be decimated just for ego. So the bottom line, as far as the community goes, Raya, it would be that men have to do what they think they're doing, because a lot of men think a lot of the men in our communities, we think we're good, we think we're in control, we think that we're doing better than we are, and all we have to do is meet those requirements. Do better, be in control. That includes our own tempers and our own environment, and be better employed. Then we can do it. There's enough out there for us to work with. Are we put in the worst situations? Yeah, but is there a lot that we can work with? Yeah. Indiana Mom says, DJ Torture and Friends Empowerment, South Asian countries are Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Sri
Lanka. Those are typically high-end Muslim. Those are high Muslim Asians.
Okay. Now I wanted to play this part right here because this is important. I should have not. I don't know why.
Hold on. Before you take that chart off, though. Oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. That's black. I'm sorry. I was about to say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I was about to say, no, wait a minute. It says white men are the most promiscuous, but I looked down and said, oh, nope, that's black folk.
Yeah, unfortunately, right. You know what I mean? Damn. I mean, and we blowing people away. Number of intercourse partners by race. Oh, man. And you want to know something, though? Caucasian men used to be closer. They used to be up here. I guess, well, I don't know. Maybe the chart was updated. Anyway, here we go.
Than Caucasian women.
We're twerking. We're doing the most. We dominate rap in the culture that is very sexual.
That's not even true. Black males dominate rap. We may not be getting all the money, but we dominate rap. So, you know, this, you've seen, you know, what's her name? I'm trying to find that spot. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of these women coming out here, and what they're doing, as Phoenix Soul stated a while ago, they're literally sending these monsters out after black women, in my opinion, by making them feel like they're entitled.
And so men see us as bed wenches, easy to have sex with.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier, especially with white men. They're sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're right. You're right for doing it. But the sad part is, it's women like this who are making other men convinced that that's true. But anyway, I guess that's that. Let's see what else is on this thing. I think that's enough for now. I'll probably use the back half of this later. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Darnell, appreciate your time on the stage. I think I'm going to kick the beat and kick out some shout outs. Here we go, everybody. This is by Ghost.
This one is for you, Doc. You talk black love, you talk black pride, but you ducking your daughter. Where you trying to hide? Says you
shout out to Phoenix Soul.
Schools, but you go
shout out to Miss RV.
Stand on daddy like you stand on
Kitty and a mom.
And your child ain't in it. TikTok heard the truth.
Thank you, Raya, for coming through.
Call yourself a
asking
king,
some good questions.
From the crib.
Of course, Darnell.
Just a high from a pop.
Kevin, lifestyle guy.
Birthdays, no shows, no cap and gown, but you online preaching black father with a crown.
Angela Reddy.
She just kept it real, but you hit the ground salty, won't you let her heal? All she want is family, a name and a link. You gave her silence, bro. Now we all gotta think. You call her that little girl, nah, that's your seed. She a grown black queen, and she bleed. Say her mom's the problem. Bring receipts to the table, but dismissing your child, that's emotional, unstable. Where the
Deontay Grant.
When your blood got questions, you talking black kings, but dodging paternity lessons.
Thank everybody for coming through.